Beneath the vast African sky, 3 young gazelles take their first unsteady steps into a world of giants. Born into the greatest migration on Earth, they must learn to run before they can walk, to outsmart swift hunters and fierce rivals. As storms and seasons shape their destiny, witness their coming of age, where courage is born in the face of fear. Dawn breaks over the Serengeti in East Africa. Here, on these open plains, one of nature's greatest spectacles unfolds: the Great Migration. Each year, nearly 2 million wildebeest, zebra, and gazelle follow the life-giving rains in a never-ending circle of life. Their hooves drum a timeless rhythm, carrying them toward fresh pastures. Lions lurk along their route, cheetahs poise to strike, and crocodiles patrol the dark rivers. Yet the herds press onward, guided by their inner compass and an instinct to survive. As these endless columns march south across the grass plains of the southern Serengeti, new life begins. Many mothers carry unborn young, ready to enter a world filled with both danger and promise. In such an open place, the wildebeest give birth in great numbers all at once. And for good reason. Predators become overwhelmed with choice. And so most newborns slip through the jaws of fate to find their footing in the herds. For these newborns, the first challenge is to stand. It's an anxious wait for all the mothers on the migration. Once up, the calves can strengthen themselves on their mother's rich milk. They must. Out here, exposed on open ground, survival depends on speed and awareness. A herd of Thompson's gazelles also accompanies the Great Migration. One mother labors to bring her new calf into the world. This is Tomi. Just minutes old, and the clock is ticking. Tomi's mother urges him up, knowing that every second counts. There are others that seek out these precious first moments of life. Tomi wobbles on newborn legs, blinking under a bright sky he's never seen. He must stand. He must learn to run. Only then can he hope to outpace the fastest hunter here, the cheetah. This is one of the Hatari clan. Hatari means danger. She and her cubs have waited for weeks for this moment to arrive, and they're hungry. Her cubs are still too young to hunt and rely on their mother for both food and protection. They stay close behind her as she moves to intercept the herds arriving from the north. now, Tomi's mother remains calm. She sees the cheetah in the distance and knows better than to panic. The Hatari mother is wise enough not to challenge a healthy adult wildebeest or a tightly knit herd. But a lone gazelle, especially a careless adult male more concerned with mating than safety, is the perfect target. The instinctive shiver of fear runs through the herd, one that drives Tomi to run for his life. This Grant's gazelle is grateful for the fatal distraction, as she gently encourages her newborn calf, Grant, to stand. Grant shares Tomi's fate. He, too, must be up and running quickly. He looks just like Tomi now, but in time, he'll grow larger, with different horns and a measured strength that will serve him well. It's at times like these that a young calf really appreciates his mother. She will stand between him and his hunters, being his protector and guide. Tomi and Grant now join a tidal wave of bodies, compelled south by the rains, all feeding on the renewed grasslands. But not all the young join this journey immediately. Over 100 kilometers to the south, we find the third of our young calves. This acacia forest is a critical pit stop for the herds on their annual migration and home to a resident family of Impala. Here, sheltered by the trees, one young mother slips away to find a secluded spot to give birth. The calf, we will soon know as Imp, is in the safest place of all, his mother's womb. Welcome to your world, little one. Imp, like Tomi and Grant, must try to stand and nurse as soon as he can. As a newborn, he's at his most vulnerable. His mother gently cleans him, encouraging him to find her milk. Imp isn't bound for a grand migration. His tribe remains here, roaming these sheltered woodlands. Yet, he'll face his own trials if he's to survive and emerge as a strong, competitive male in his prime. For now, he's safe, surrounded by his extended family who eagerly await the new arrival. Imp has now dried in the sun, and his mother makes him presentable. There's only one thing on a newborn's mind, and that's milk, which Imp will learn doesn't come from his mother's tail. His mother grows uneasy, keen to rejoin the safety of the herd, and Imp must follow. Their community is a very supportive one. His mother's friends and relatives gather around to greet their new arrival. The Impala males are too busy getting into shape to bother with their offspring. Imp is surrounded by well-wishing aunts and cousins, offering security from the dangers that lurk outside the forest. Only minutes old, Imp is learning that life can be unfair. An older calf has taken Imp's place, stealing his very own milk. His mother tries desperately to shake off the milk thief. At last, Imp takes his rightful place at his mother's side and suckles. He'll be completely dependent on his mother for many months. Even when there's no danger, Imp's world can seem like a scary place. But here, fear keeps you alive. Out on the plains, the numbers in the great herds are simply bewildering. So it's no surprise that some wildebeest calves will lose sight and scent of their mothers. Lost, this poor young one won't survive long without milk. Mothers everywhere, but not his. Predators will soon pick off these unfortunate stragglers, reminding everyone that weakness does not last long here. For Grant and Tomi, the march south brings them into contact with the residents of the plains. Grant's mother may be grateful she has only one mouth to feed. Nearby, a bat-eared fox mother juggles a demanding brood. Even the last pup to arrive will not be denied his place at the feast. Then there's the ostrich. They're not all hers. She's just babysitting. The calves' world is expanding to include all sorts of other creatures, with play a priority for all. Tomi is slowly discovering how his legs work. His mother urges him along. They must keep pace with the herds. Before they leave, Tomi has a curious visitor who comes thumping over to see him. There's no time to make friends on the Great March South. Tomi and the hare have to go their separate ways. Meanwhile, at the acacia forest, Imp grows more confident and curious. He's drawn to a strong, mature male impala. perhaps a glimpse of his future. But the males are intolerant of their own young. Here in the forest, a young calf can develop the skills he needs without placing himself in immediate danger. Yet safety is never guaranteed. To a stalking male lion, Imp would make a tasty snack. Still young and naive, Imp mistakes the threat for play. He's about to learn his first lesson. When a hunter appears, you run and leap high into the air to warn everyone else. With some practice, Imp will become an exceptional jumper, leaping distances of over 9 meters, making him even harder to catch. Safe, Imp gets a reassuring groom from his mother after his brief brush with danger. Out on the plains, Tomi learns a different survival strategy. His mother simply hides him in the grass while she stands guard nearby. At this young age, Tomi has almost no scent. If he stays still, he becomes invisible. But luck is fickle. A golden jackal prowls dangerously close. He's heading straight towards Tomi's hideout. Tomi's mother defends him fearlessly, and Tomi bolts. The bond between mother and calf is life itself. If it is broken, then the young one is almost certainly lost. A final attack, a close encounter, and an escape by the skin of his teeth. Together, they survive this trial, their bond strengthened by each narrow escape. As giant rain clouds gather above them, Grant and his mother continue their trek south. At the tail of the great herds, mother and calf are content. Grant surveys his new world, ever alert and curious. Not far off, a cheetah slips silently through the grasses with her young cubs, poised to strike. Grant isn't the only one watching. As his mother rests, Grant observes one of the Hatari clan in action, studying every detail from a safe distance. On these plains, knowledge is power. Understanding your enemy can mean the difference between life and death. The cheetah is almost invisible against the grass, a master of stealth. And it has astonishing acceleration. How can any creature outmaneuver such a relentless predator? Yet taking down prey is one thing, holding on to it is another. The cheetah calls her cubs to feed, an invitation that also attracts the wrong kind of attention. Hyenas are hard-working mothers too. They need to feed by any means possible. And this brings us to lesson number 2. Might often makes right. The cheetah's lightweight frame is no match for the hyena's bulk and bone-crushing bite. Yet the cheetah confronts the intruder, risking everything to protect her cubs. Her blunt claws honed for speed instead of battle barely scratch the hyena's thick hide. Despite her courage, the cheetah inevitably loses her kill. It's a small price to pay for her family's safety. Soon, Grant will discover that his own mother is no less valiant. But first, the skies darken and rain-laden clouds roll in. Another trial they must endure together. Rain respects neither power nor courage. It falls on both hunter and hunted. After all, it's the rain that breathes life into these plains, nourishing everyone who depends on the land's bounty. A new day brings a new hunter into Grant's life. The wily black-backed jackal is an opportunist. He'd happily take a bite out of Grant if his mother weren't there to protect him. She moves in to see off the threat. As she stands her ground, the persistent jackal refuses to retreat, and so they begin a curious dance of caution and defiance. It seems neither one will back down. It's making Grant's head spin. Finally, the jackal gets the message, and Grant and his mother rejoin the herds. Up ahead, the front of the migration pours into the acacia forest, overwhelming Imp's peaceful sanctuary. Over 1 million hooves thunder through, bringing tension and new temptations. The herds never travel alone. Their hunters follow too. The lush woodland offers nourishment to many. Including Grant and his small herd. who make their way into the forest. Imp's world widens as the migration's chaos touches even his sheltered life. New sounds, smells, and dangers everywhere. Despite this welcomed respite, no one can drop their guard. Even these young giraffes are vulnerable, so their nervous mother doesn't take any chances in the face of such power. The lions may go hungry now, but their story in both Grant's and Imp's lives is far from finished. The draw of the open plains is too much for some. Imp is growing fast, but still inexperienced. Overwhelmed by the tide of wildebeest, Imp's close-knit herd is scattered across the woodland. He watches some of his companions follow a reckless male impala out onto the flats. Imp, however, knows better. Out there in the open, vulnerability to hunters increases with every step. The antelopes scatter as the lioness breaks cover. But she has mistimed her attack. Fate smiled on the impalas, but not on all of them. While Imp play fights with the older bucks, the herd regroups under the shelter of the forest. Yet the lion encounter has left its mark. One unfortunate victim remains behind. Just one misplaced step can seal a fate. In fleeing for his life, one of Imp's cousins has broken his foot. Even his own kind can't help him now. He cannot keep up, and the harsh laws of the Serengeti condemn him. This lesson is cruel and clear. Only the fit and fortunate survive. Hunters like the hyena will single him out, drawn to any weakness. Hyenas are experts at targeting the vulnerable. Meanwhile, Tomi and his mother haven't yet made it to the acacia forest. They're still out there at the tail of the great herds. Tomi and his fellow travelers are heading for a small river that they must cross. Further ahead are the leaders of his group. Long grass makes everyone nervous. Even the older males with impressive horns want to get out as quickly as possible. The crossing is just up ahead. But the water can be as dangerous as the plains. The leading male is nervous, and rightly so. Giant crocodiles could be lurking just beneath the surface. Hippos also command this stretch of river, but they shouldn't be any threat to Tomi and the herd. Inexperience can make a female bold. The cold shock of water quickly makes her reconsider her own courage. As Tomi and the rest of the herd arrive, another female commits to the icy plunge, and Tomi's mother leads her youngster across. Together, the gazelle herd moves forward, drawing strength from their unity as they head into cheetah territory. Back in the acacia forest, the impalas are restless. It's time for the older males to show off their prowess. Imp watches the males spar for dominance. He realizes that to survive here, he must one day face his own battles. The dominant impalas round up the females and keep them in one place. Or at least they try to. It seems the females have turned courtship into a game, leading the males in endless circles, just as nature intended. Sometimes the dominant bull becomes so absorbed in the mating game that a cunning rival slips in and steals the female right from under his nose. In this fellow's eyes, that is a successful roundup. It's quite a show, and Imp may have to put on the very same display when he reaches his prime. Deep within the grasslands, the final stretch of the migration pushes into Hatari clan territory. A mother cheetah and her 4 eager cubs keep a watchful eye. They're still mastering the art of the hunt, so their mother has singled out Tomi as target practice. Tomi, in fear and confusion, runs away from his mother. As she escapes, Tomi blunders straight into the claws of the awaiting cubs. It seems like nothing can save him now. Tomi's mother is powerless to help against the might of the Hatari clan. The inexperienced cubs continue to play with their food. Tomi's survival instinct kicks in. One misstep, one wrong turn, and it's all over. Incredibly, Tomi slips free from the young cheetah's grasp. But now, the cheetah mother has turned her attention onto Tomi's mother. The distraction allows Tomi to disappear into the grass. But his mother is running for her life. As the strike lands, Tomi's world changes forever. From this moment, he must now navigate the dangers of the Serengeti alone. Time is a great healer, and as the seasons shift, Tomi, Grant, and Imp shed the innocence of youth. Their bodies strengthen, horns lengthen, and instincts sharpen. Tomi is in fine shape and ready to join the herds on their final push north to more fertile grasses. Grant has grown into a strong and proud gazelle. Now armed with long, robust horns, he's ready to face whatever challenge the migration may bring. As for Imp, it's hard to believe that this once sweet little calf is now a playful adolescent with budding horns. These moments with his friends will evolve into serious competitions as he matures. The Hatari clan's reputation grows too, young cubs becoming lethal adults. As the herd starts to follow the rains north, Tomi's curiosity leads him to the front lines, where he sees new horizons and predators lurking. He spots a coalition of Hatari males working together. Their grace and seamless coordination could easily lull their prey into a false sense of security. But Tomi is now older and wiser and refuses to stumble into a group of cheetahs a second time. He moves well out of range, keeping them at a distance. But they still advance. Tomi is wise to run. This is the head start he needs. The cheetah's speed is outstanding, but they can only maintain it for a short burst. Tomi is now in his prime and has endurance on his side. The other three clan members can only watch their meal disappear into the distance. With the end of the rainy season approaching, the great herds continue their march northward. Once again, driven by the promise of greener pastures. Day after day, they march on this relentless pilgrimage until they reach water. Further upstream, the first of the herds arrive. As the thirsty are drawn to the river's edge, so are the monstrous drawn to the thirsty. Tomi joins the herds further up the bank. wildebeest, zebra, or gazelle, all are fair game for these giant crocodiles. Patience is a virtue and one of the crocodile's most effective tools in an ambush attack. The final approach will be underwater. The wildebeest are compelled to return to drink. And so is Tomi, seemingly unaware of the approaching danger. Again, the fearlessness of ignorant youth. But even Tomi is alert now. To reach the greener pastures beyond, the herds must navigate these crocodile-infested waters. Undeterred by the dangers below, hundreds of wildebeest surge forward, some meeting a grim fate. Meanwhile, Tomi and his herd stand hesitantly on the shore, paralyzed by fear. Sooner or later, they must summon the courage to cross. Back in the acacia forest, Imp's fight is with his own kind. He steps into his prime, defending his rights to territory and females. These battles can be brutal, but they typically end in submission. Imp sees off his rivals, one by one. And on the plains, Grant has an old foe to reckon with. Drawn to the sound of battle, one of the Hatari clan approaches for a final assault. Like Imp, Grant is locked in a battle for dominance. But this is not the real fight fate has in store for him. His only defenses are his sharp, powerful horns and the stamina of youth. But this female cheetah is one of the Hatari clan's most experienced hunters. Grant must stay on his feet. The cheetah's cubs join the fight. It's now 3 against 1. The cheetahs look for a stranglehold, while Grant fights for his life. As Grant's battle rages, Tomi and his small herd move further upriver. This crossing may not be as wide, but it's still just as dangerous. Nervously, Tomi takes the first risky steps forward. His boldness gives in to caution, but the crocodiles must have their kill. The gazelles take advantage of the diversion, but still, Tomi hesitates. Back on the plains, Grant is in the fight of his life. With 3 on 1, he starts to tire. Just when all seems lost, Grant summons his last ounce of strength and lands a decisive blow. He defines his moment and triumphs, leaving a mortally wounded cheetah and dealing a devastating blow to the Hatari clan. Most of Tomi's herd are across. It's now or never for Tomi. The herd surges onto the far bank, and Tomi's reward comes in the form of tender, succulent shoots. For Grant, his courage and resilience earn him his life and his future as one of the herd's most dominant males. Imp, too, finds success in his newfound strength. Through hard-won struggles, he'll soon be able to claim his own group of females, securing his place as a contender in these wild arenas. From fragile newborns to strong survivors, Tomi, Imp, and Grant have overcome life's challenges to secure their place in the eternal dance of the Serengeti.